all want to protect the lakes that we love, and a big part of that is stopping sediment and runoff from getting into our lakes, which can cause things like decreased clarity and algae blooms. So in order to do that, we install best management practices. My name is Melissa Janoder, and I'm here today with the Friends of the Cobbossee Watershed to talk about one of our best management practices, which is the installation of a rain garden. Our homeowner reached out to us today because she noticed an area, and we thought it would be appropriate to install a rain garden here, which is an area with erosion control mulch and plants. The point is to bring water to that area so it can either infiltrate into the groundwater or be taken up by plants, and we don't have sediments and water just running right into the lake. Before any best management practices are installed on shorelines, we need to contact the Maine DEP and get a permit by rule notification, which just essentially notifies them that we'll be working in the shoreline zone on projects that will have impacts on this area, and let them know what we're going to be doing before we install that, and then we'll have a 2-week waiting period before we can begin our project.
We're going to be talking about making a typical rain garden. To do this, you'll excavate the soil about 12 inches in the center, feathering out to about 6 inches on the outside, and moving that soil around the edge to create an earth berm. Along the inside of your garden, you put sand and loam to help assist with infiltration into the garden. You would put mulch over the top as well to finalize the garden and prevent weed growth. Here we're going to be making a modified rain garden, and we're not going to be including the sand or the loam, and we're just going to be using mulch. So the specs for our garden is it's going to be about 10 to 15 feet wide and about 20 to 30 feet long. And then we're going to be creating the berm.
We have dug a hole, as you can see. The deepest spot is about 12 inches down, and it feathers up to about 6 inches to the berm. The next step is to lay the plants out in the pattern that is most aesthetically pleasing, how the homeowner wants it, and where the plants can survive the best. In the deepest part of the hole, which is where I am currently at, will be the plants that can survive in the most wet conditions, the ones that require most water. And then the plants towards the edge of the berms are the ones that don't require as much water. So once we have the plants placed where they're going to be planted, we'll dig the holes, fill the holes with some potting soil, and then plant the plants as well. Put more potting soil on top. And then layer the mulch on top, and then we'll layer the mulch over the berms as well.
Now that the main body of our rain garden is completed, we need to make sure that the water actually reaches it. So in order to do that, we'll be putting in an inflow trench, and we'll have to dig through the berm to create a space there. And then we'll dig a few feet wide and a few inches down into the ground. And the shape of this trench will be kind of an S shape that's perpendicular to the hill. Make sure we maximize the amount of water that's flowing down and coming into this trench. Once it's dug out, we'll put in a layer of geotextile fabric and then place rocks over it, and that will ensure that the water will flow down through the channel and right into our rain garden. Now that we have the main body of our rain garden completed, we'll be putting in an outfall trench in the unlikely event that there's extra water that needs to filter out of the rain garden. So we'll be digging a small trench for the outfall, a few feet wide and a few inches down. Then we'll lay a geotextile fabric in it and fill it with rocks. The rain garden, like you saw us put in today, is an aesthetically pleasing and environmentally friendly way to prevent erosion on your property. And as Maine has been experiencing more and more frequent and intense rains, it's creating more erosion issues as well as worsening erosion issues that already existed before. There's really never been a better time to implement best management practices on your property, both to protect your own land and our waters downstream. If you'd like to learn more, you can visit our organization's website, watershedfriends.com, or visit Maine Lakes at lakes.me.